Alright, so we're back. I decided to forego the pizza, no rest for the wicked. I'm gonna just finish this build. I'm done with it. I just want it to be over. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'll eat pizza when I'm done and play with my new computer. So I got the cables all set up. I took the twisty ties off them so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me fool around with zip ties, or twisty ties. So now I'm gonna run one Molex connector for my powered USB hub, NZXT. I don't have enough headers on this motherboard. I have one header. This hub NZXT makes, it's a powered hub. So you plug from the motherboard straight into it, and it gives you 3 other headers that you can plug into. I needed 2 for the case, and I need 1 for the Corsair link for this. And it also has 2 USB ports that you can use to plug other stuff to free up your USBs in the back. I don't have a problem with that. I have 12 USBs on the back and like 6 on the front, so I'm okay with that. It's magnetic, so it kind of clips in here, but I imagine I gotta cable management this and figure out exactly where I want to put that. But it's ridiculous. I have to use a whole Molex connector. I wish I had a small, short one. They need to make small ones for singles. I mean, I guess I could cut some of these off and electrical tape them, so it's just one cable, but whatever. I'm not doing that today. Maybe never. I forgot when twisty tie. I lied. I'm a liar. Sorry guys, I'm a liar. Also, I took the other hard drive cage out of here. It's simple. It's 3 screws, 1 at the bottom, 2 at the top. There's a spacer in here to hook into the other rail on the other side. And I'm going to keep all that in case I ever want to put them back. What you guys didn't see is there's also room here to move. There was a drive bay right here that I took out when I first got the case. So I could actually slide that here if I wanted to keep that. Puts a mass ton of storage, which I'm never going to use them all, so whatever. But if I wanted to fill up that third one, I could set that in here, keep that out of the way, and keep all this extra space free. So if I had like a reservoir and pump and all that, I could do that for a custom loop. Which I will be doing a custom loop at some point, just not right away. I'll be doing videos for that later as I start getting those kind of parts in. Funds aren't there for me to do that just yet. So let me run this cable. I don't know why I'm going to the back, it's all in the front now. Alright, so set you in here. I need this. Alright, so I'm going to plug this in here. They should have made this a SATA power. I could just use one of these ones right over here. That would have been nice. Screw you, NZXT. I'm just kidding. I love your stuff. Except for your Kraken, which totally does not work with any of my software. That would have totally crashed my Aura software for the Asus motherboard. I almost bought that one, but too many people were having problems with it running properly without conflicting. They were talking about it crashing the whole system. And it's the cam software in general for that lighting. I could use the cam software on here with that as long as I'm not doing any lighting stuff. It's just the cam software. But from what I hear is the NZXTs have to run through that cam software, and it either won't register the Kraken or it just totally shuts the whole thing down, and it was causing too many issues. I said no, just don't worry about it. I'll get a Corsair link. Take a gamble on that one. So, all right, what am I doing? 8-pin. I wish I knew if it mattered which side went to what. I don't think it does. Black cable to black cable. Yeah, it should be fine. Where do you go? You go right there. I'm gonna route you in from the back like a good cable management guy. Run that. I gotta remember to keep routing things through the top. I'm gonna have so many things to do on this back panel. It is a disgusting mess back here. You guys would totally flip your stuff. And you are backwards. Flip you around. Get you plugged in here nice and curdy like. Boom. Alright. Set you down over here. Hopefully when I get the cable combs I can make that a little bit neater there. That's a mess. Twisties. Let me actually see if I can Can't get them to lay the right way. It's probably as close. It'll probably be better once I zip tie everything back here and I can force cables to do a certain thing. Oop, I have this on. Nope, I have that upside down. Again. Oh, actually, that's laying a lot better now. Alright. So, I should get on that side. Get in your home. Alright. So, CPU plugged in, CPU powered. Motherboard, let's run that before I do the VGAs. This one's a little tricky. I don't like that these are all separate. They should have made this all together as a thing. But that's on the VGA. Well, these cables are theirs too, but... So the two blocks that plug into the power, they're actually two separate blocks on here. I don't know why they didn't just make it one block since you have to use them both anyways. And you could have just made a wide connector. But what do I know? God, this is an excessive amount of cable. It's a short run. Eventually I'm not going to be able to shove anything else through this particular holes. Alright, let's bring it down here. Bring it under. I'm going to have to organize these a lot better once I get everything set. There's so many cables going everywhere right now. Like this one, which should have totally been somewhere else. I'm going to unplug you for a moment. Just be there. Yeah. This one for eight. Let's go up and down. Damn. I don't like that at all. Kind of long. I think I can make that run. So let's make that run, but let's make it through here. I don't know if I like that there. See if I can even make, oh, I can't even make that run. Dang, I don't like that at all. Because I think this has to go in like that. I'm going to have to hide it under the GPUs. Ugh, that's going to be a mess. I don't want to have to do that, but got no choice. Got to run my stuff. Alright, before I do the VGAs and put those in and all that good nice jazz stuff, I'm going to run the front case fans real quick so I can route those cables where I need. Oh look, more twisty ties. Which I think it's, oh man, it's 3. It's a good thing I have enough slots for that. Ooh, let's hope I have enough cables. Oh, I might have to get an extender. That is not optimal. I can't even wonder if I can. See if I can. Well, shoot. I'm not going to be able to plug in one of these fans because I'm not going to have the cable room, I don't think. Because I got 2. See, now I'm trying to look. I don't think I'm going to be able to plug in 2 of these fans. I'm going to have to buy an extender. Wait, I have an extender. It's an ugly one, but I have one. Alright, so for my old case, I got these two extenders. They're not ideal. They're ugly. They're disgusting. They're not braided. But I'm going to use them. This will be temporary until I can get, I'll probably just grab a splitter, a PWM splitter, and just route them into one spot, because they're all three on the same spot, so they can go at the same speed, whatever. I'm okay with that. But for now, we're going to do it this way, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get the runs that I need. Might still be hard. Which grommet? Doesn't matter. I'll go with the second one, because I haven't put nothing through there yet. Alright, so that's one. Which one to use on what? This will have to be for that one. This is still a hard run. Jeez. One needs to go. I have another one at the top. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's going to look so ugly. Well, gotta do what you gotta do. So, let's see what runs I need. I need this short one, I think. For that. Yeah, see, like it's right here. It's so close to fitting. It's right there. Just another 5 inches would have totally made this work. But it's not, so gotta do what you gotta do. Not excited about this, but oop, nope, not that one. Yep, that one. Yep. Pull this out so there's a little of this ugly wire hanging in there. Well, this one needs to go. Not excited with this at all. These are ugly. Ruins this whole aesthetic. See if I can route this under here. I don't know if any of this stuff gets really hot enough to melt the cable stuff. Not sure. But we're going to try it. These things are temporary anyways. So try to do that. Clean that up a little bit. That'll have no problem hooking into this last fan. Alright, so that's connected. Damn it, did that thing again. Up through here. Actually, I can come up through here, right? I can do that. Yeah, I do what I want. Oh, it's bent. Oh, got it. It was a little bent, but I got it. I got it in there. Twisty ties. We'll keep that in this bag. So when you get these EVGA power supplies, at least this one, the G2 750 watt, it comes with this nice bag to keep all your little cablings and things. I like it. It's awesome. I'm going to keep all kinds of screws and stuff in there once I get everything all finished up. Figure out what I'm keeping. Also to note, this case comes with these little weird thing. I don't think you can see these, but they go on the outer edges here to keep yourself from like cutting yourself up. They fall off all the time, and to be honest with you, when you take one off, it's not even sharp there. Like that's not sharp at all. I could burn my finger. It's not sharp. They should have just embedded those to just be part of the case if they were going to put them on instead of them just falling out. Like I don't even know where this one went to, so it's going to get tossed. Don't care. Plug this back into the motherboard here. Ugh. God, so many cables. I'm glad you're not going to be able to see much of this stuff. I'm going to figure out what side goes in where. I'm going to wiggle it in. It's a tight fit on that. Those cables are tight. Not quite enough. You be there. Next. What's next? Screwdriver. We're going GPUs now, I guess. My concern is that this is too close to the top of that GPU, but I think I should fit in this very top slot, so start taking some thumb screws. One time I like thumb screws. No, not really. I just can't get a screwdriver in there. Oh, this is what that thing is for. Which is in the box. So pull out 3 from here. Get out. Go lay down, man. Thumb screws suck. No, just these ones in particular because they've never been loosened before. So I need one for the Wi-Fi card. This came out of my old computer. So this card, I think originally for that I had a thumb drive Wi-Fi card, and then I moved on to this, and that was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. I was having a problem with Wi-Fi, so I bought one of these to try to make it better, but it turns out the modem was just too far away. That problem's been solved recently. But yeah, so I'm just going to reuse this again because really that old computer is pretty much going to go in the trash. I've gutted so much stuff from it. Not like I can sell it at 7 years old. Who's going to buy a 7-year-old computer that's been gamed on? Well, technically, I think about maybe 2.5 years there in the middle. I didn't honestly use it hardly ever. Maybe around the time the PS4 came out, I think I was doing a lot of PS4 gaming. So I kind of stopped messing around with computer gaming for a little bit. I had it. Might as well have been gaming on that for a little while. That was cool. Well, that one picked up a good connection. My desktop for a couple of years there had issues with a good internet connection, so I just kind of stopped using it for a lot. Doesn't matter. These serial numbers are awfully close together in numbers. Only 28 off, serial number wise. Not bad, I guess. They probably all have a similar set, though. I guess it doesn't really matter. I already have the drivers installed. I don't think it's card specific for that, so it doesn't matter. Let me make sure these are all open. Whatever. I'll close those ones later. So, put this in first. Don't get hung up. There we go. Oh yeah, look at you. You're so dirty. Oh God, what is going on? It's like it doesn't want to line up properly. Oh, there it goes. Oh yeah, look at that. Lovely. It was getting hung up on a screw down here. It closed on its own. Good, good, good. Alright, I'm going to put this Wi-Fi card in to get that out of the way. I know, don't push on the circuit board. It's fine, it's just a Wi-Fi card. Don't care. Alright, so let me screw some of these back on here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some of these thumb screws back in. Tell you what I need first. Yeah, so when you get one of these cases, one of the drives in the bottom has all your case screws and thousands of, there's so many screws in here. Fan screws, hard drive screws, motherboard screws. You name it, there's a screw for it. And here's a little tool. It's an Allen wrench, screwdriver right on this side for the hard to reach stuff, which I'm going to have to use for these thumb screws. But I'm going to skip that for you guys. I'm going to mount this other one in here. That way I can skip and have everything screwed in. Alright, so 2 GPUs are in, the Wi-Fi card is in, the screws were tightened. It was a total pain in the ass. There's not enough finger space back here to get anything done. I've never had a case that you can't just use a screwdriver on the back panel expansion slots. So the other note with this is the screws, they're so tight to get in there, it was hard to even get them in, and they were so tight I couldn't hand screw them, so I had to use this little tool that they gave me. You're talking about screwing in a bunch of thumb screws like a quarter turn at a time, sometimes a half turn, but generally a quarter turn each pass. It took a while. My hand's actually a little cramped right now. It was a lot of work. I didn't want to have to do that. That sucks. But hey, everything's in now. I'll clean up some of this. I'm going to leave this out just in case. Everything else can go back in here. Try to clean up this area just a little bit. Also, the good thing about that NZXT hub is that it came with some of these little Velcro straps. So those are neat. I'm going to use those for something. I'm sure it's got a lot of cables to work with. So I'll probably use that with a lot of the stuff down at the bottom to keep that a little straight and a little neater looking. Some of the areas I don't want to have to deal with, like a zip tie, it's just too much sometimes. But who knows? This case did also. I think there should be some zip ties in here. They might be in a separate bag actually, but I might have put them in a different slot, different space. Oh, the bag's not even there. What else? All right, this is a screw. I don't know where that came from. That was a loose screw that was in here. This was the. Yeah, it's not even a screw. It's not even threads on it. It's like part of like some kind of a rivet thing or something, but there's a Phillips head tip on there, but there's no threads on here, so I don't know what's going on with this. I'm keeping that just in case, but I don't probably see myself doing anything with that. So now I got to run the power. Let me close this up. I had my hand here to get some leverage, so I lifted that up. I had to lean into this case. Oh, I only need one of these. I didn't realize this was for people that have two. Now the RX 480s only uses 6-pin, so this should actually give me both 6-pin things that I need. Awesome, I like that. And this piece of junk, I don't need this at all. I can fold this somewhere, get rid of that. And I'm gonna have this though. I don't like that. I might have to hide that in some way. I'll figure that out later. So yeah, let me get this. Oh my god, tall people problems. I've hit this thing 1,000 times already. Alright, let's see. This is not right. Yeah, because I had the wrong end. Alright, so let's take this back here. Down through. Let's go down through this one. I don't think I can slip that by, maybe. Yeah, okay. So I slipped that through the hole right on the other side of this motherboard, or the power supply. Got that through here. Can't see what I'm doing. Here. You come here, and you plug in right. I'm gonna plug you in right here. So I have 2 CPU connectors on here, like for people that have more than one CPU on their socket. This also has room for, there's a cutout piece that you can unscrew and take off to mount a whole other power supply in here. I've not figured out why anybody needs to do that and have 2 power supplies in a case, but I guess as a failsafe, if something goes wrong, you just flip some cables over. I don't know. But that's just me. This is terrible. If they were going to do a 2-pin add-on, they should have just brought it up to the top here instead of this big ass. Anyways, what do I know? I'm just a guy. Move those over. I'll be right through here. Pull the slack back in another. I don't like that that's there. I hate that they do this. Awesome. So I don't even need this cable. Boom. Trying to think if I forgot anything. Oh, yes I did. What a noob. That one. What side does that need to be on? That needs to be on that side, so I need to pull you in here. I'm the doofus that almost forgot to route the motherboard cable. Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna have to do some real work on that with these cable combs. Boom, clicky click. Oh, that's gonna be ugly. I'm gonna have to really. Once I get my cable combs in the mail, they came from like Hong Kong. I got them. Where did I get them? I got them off one of these websites online. I can't remember, but yeah, that's gonna be a mess. I'm gonna try to fan those a little bit so it looks a little. Look at that, bang. I don't know that I necessarily like this either, but I got cable combs coming for that too, so I can try to keep that set up differently. So you go over here. Other than that, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I'd rather do this now. fan IOL. Crosshair link. Yeah, so this cable is actually running under all of those PCIs before the actual PCI slots and running down through here. So I got that kind of straightened out, so it's not so disgusting. I wish I could do something with these. I'm gonna get a zip tie for that and maybe zip tie it up here so it holds it a little tighter, so it's not kind of like hanging loose. Maybe the same with these. I'm gonna do something with all of this stuff eventually too, but I think that's actually a wrap for this video. Just doing a last double check. Anybody who wants to question these, I don't use these for anti-static. I use them for holding the motherboard when I'm installing it, so I keep the finger oils off. And bonus, I guess it is supposed to be anti-static, so what can you do? But when I installed the motherboard, I was not wearing this sweater. I'm not that guy. I think that's it. The only other thing I have if I can find it though. So according to Ace's Aura page, their compatibility, these Alchemy 2 magnetic RGB LEDs are supposed to work with this case. The motherboard actually came with an RGB extension cable, so I'm going to be using that as well. There might also be one inside of here. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I haven't opened this package yet. So, matter of fact, let's open it now. I'm not gonna waste YouTube time installing these. I'll do this separate, and then once everything's ready and configured, I'll probably be doing a final video showcasing how it ended up. Preferably after I got the cable combs and put those in. And try to route a bunch of stuff. So let's see here. Header piece was. What was this cap for? Oh, keep that from getting bent. Alright, so this also comes with an extension, which is kind of neat, actually. That's kind of cool. Oh, 2 extensions. Future room. So there is. Oh, this isn't even that long. I'm gonna have to probably buy another one. I have two 4-pin RGB headers to sync for the Aura, and these are supposed to be compatible. It even says it on the packaging, but also on the Asus website they list this as a compatible thing. That's why I got it. Bitfenix makes them. So I'm probably going to end up with another one of these and run it through the other header. There's also a 5-pin RGB header that, from the way it was understood to me, was that that port itself does not work through that Aura. I could be very wrong. If somebody wants to comment below and inform me on how exactly the 5 pins work, I don't know anything about the 5 pins. RGB is kind of new for me, to be honest with you. We did not have that back in my day. And let's be magnetic. That's not very well, sort of. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this is not. That's not steel. So that definitely does not stick to that. But definitely sticks to that. Okay, magnetic all around. See. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's magnetic. If that's not your thing and you can't get it to magnet enough, then there's a 3M pull-off strip that you can pull off. Clearly, I'm not going to need that. Just depends on how I route it, but yeah, eventually I'll do another video. I'm going to probably have to pick up one more strip. To be honest, it's going to depend on what it looks like when I'm done. I'm going to hook that RGB up off camera, but depending on how it looks, maybe I'll be okay. I'm not sure how bright these are. I've never used them. So once I get that figured out and I route that up, and then honestly, once I hook it to the Aura software, depending on what the animation looks like, I'm going to have to adjust this anyway. So wherever I put it now off camera, it's subject to change. So other than that, I'm pretty much done. Like I said, I'll do a boot up video once it's all finished, just so everybody can see that it actually does boot up, even though it totally should. It booted on the test bench. These filters on backwards. These are magnetic filters. I don't really like them that much. They're kind of, the magnets aren't strong enough. I think that's the problem. They could have made the magnets just a little bit thicker and stronger, and that would have been okay. They don't lay completely flat on here, like I feel like they're supposed to. But that could be me. I don't know. Maybe somebody else is like, "Oh, you're talking stupid. What are you doing?" So I'm gonna put this on that side and close this up and try to deal with a little bit of management on the back just to keep things out of the way. Other than that, we're done here. Thanks for sticking around and watching this part 4 video. I think it's part 4 now. Still day 3. It's now exactly 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to finish all this up. I'm going to eat my pizza I was supposed to eat, and then I'm going to go play some games. How about that? Sounds good. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever.